What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of For Life Means, where I talk about what life means. And I'm so sorry, man. I'm struggling here. I've been trying to figure out a dope tagline for this podcast, but it is just not coming together for me. So if you have any suggestions for me, hit me up on social media. If you're seeing this on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, wherever you're seeing this, just hit me up. Aegis lives. Just hit me up and give me some suggestions for some dope taglines for this podcast because your boy is out here struggling, man. But anyways, I'm happy to be back. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about some observations that I made during my 1 week vacation last week. So yeah, let's just get into it. So if you follow me on social media, well, really, if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you probably know, but I went on a 1 week cruise with my church fam. For whatever reason, I wasn't able to post on Twitter. I don't know. Twitter was being really weird that day. It, even like when I came back, it was being weird, but that's not what this thing is about. I went on a 1 week cruise with the church fam, and we had a really good time. We went to Mahogany Bay, Jamaica, Cozumel, and I did three. I said Montego Bay, Cozumel. Nah, we went to Montego Bay, Cozumel, and Grand Cayman Islands. Not in that order because, you know how I am. But yeah, we went to those three places, and yeah, we had a really good time. But during this week cruise, I had some time to myself. And I'm always thinking about something. Always trying to like find inspiration in the things that I see around me. But I made a few observations. The first being, I love Siri. Siri's all cool and all. Like, she seems like a wonderful woman. You know what I'm saying? Probably takes good care of the house, good care of the kids. Is independent. You know what I'm saying? Got her own house, got her own car, got her own phone. Siri is amazing and can do amazing things. But for whatever reason, for her to work, or some people have, the male Siri, but I have the female Siri. But for whatever reason, for her to work, for her to be able to execute commands, that sounds weird. That sounds kind of... Anyways, for her to do those commands, she has to be connected to internet. And I'm the type of person, like, when I sleep, when I have to wake up really early in the morning, I'll set my alarms like an hour and a half before, set it in 5-minute increments, and then set it an hour after just to make sure that I wake up hopefully on time, but if not, late. So I had to set up all those alarms in order for myself to wake up. And I usually say, let me get my phone away from me before it does it. I usually say, "Hey Siri, turn off all alarms," and that way I'm able to turn off all my alarms at the same time, so that I don't have to press each one individually. But Siri has to be connected to internet for that to work. So I was so frustrated. Okay, I know this is a first world problem and all, but I was very frustrated, and I hate that you have to be connected to Siri. But this episode is not about Siri. So let me talk about one of the first observations that I had. So I was looking around and I saw all these workers working. And I was like, there were so many people on that boat that were working. And I was thinking about, like, man, it takes so much people in order to make this process of this cruise go smoothly. And so I was thinking about, like, they have to have plans. First, they have to make the company. They have to have a vision for the company. They have to have figure out a way to make sure that they can get to these destinations. There is rules and regulations that you have to have. There's training. There's CEOs. Even I think Shaq has a stake in Carnival Cruise. You have to figure out pay. You have to figure out scheduling. You have to figure out what time you're gonna dock at each destination. You have to figure out all these things, and these are all things that you don't really think about first, you don't even think about it if you've never been on a cruise. But even when you're on a cruise, usually you're just sitting back enjoying the views, enjoying the vibes. But there's just so much that goes into that, and so it got me thinking, like, it's kind of similar to like the misuse of God. Like, there's so many things, there's so many ins and outs of God that we are just not even thinking of, that we're not even aware about. There's so many things that happen beyond the scenes that are happening that we don't even know about. And so the reason that I had thought about that is because I was looking at the sky and I was like, man, but beyond that sky, beyond that heaven, there's another heaven. There's space, and space is not even fully discovered. Like, we know about it, you know what I'm saying? We know about the Milky Way. We know about all those other things past there, those stars that are far away. But there is so much of space that is undiscovered that will probably never be discovered, because I don't know. I don't think all of it is meant for us to be discovered. I don't know about all that, but there's so much. And even there's so much in space, but even in the ocean, the thing that we have the most access to, there's so much undiscovered things down there. And that's just like the all the mystery is so vast and so deep. And just even like, so I'm a musician. I study music. I went to school for music for a little bit. Music's been in my life for a very long time. But because I mainly focus on music, there are so many things outside of music that I just don't know about, that I just don't think about, that other people think about on a daily basis. So I tend to be the know-it-all in many of my friendships, in many of my relationships. My parents, my sisters, my fam can tell you all about it. Very much a know-it-all. But there's so much that I don't know about. And you have to really come to terms with, really have to like put your pride down. Be like, hey, there's some stuff that you just don't know. And God, like, how can we question someone who knows everything? Like, that doesn't even, like, God knows everything. He is everywhere. He can do anything. He's omni. There's so much that he can do that we can't even imagine doing. It's crazy, yo. It's crazy. Like, but how can we question God? How can we do that? So I was thinking about that, and I was just like, just blown away by that. So yeah, that's the end of that thought. So one of the first places that we went to, I think the first place we went to was Jamaica. And I had some thoughts in Jamaica. So we took a tour bus throughout Jamaica. We went to all these gift shops, got to see some different sites, even learned about this specific fruit that grows in Jamaica. I don't remember what it's called, but I remember how it works. So if it's closed up, that means that it's not ready to eat and that it's poisonous. And then when it opens up, look like a flower, it's ready to be plucked and prepared to eat. And so, we were just going all around to all these gift shops. And one thing that I noticed about these gift shops is that a lot of them were ran by Indian people in Jamaica. And I was like, yo, that's kind of weird. Like, that doesn't even make any sense in my head. Like, how are these Indian people in Jamaica? Which, all the power to them, you know what I'm saying? Go make your money, go to these foreign countries and make your money. That's none of my business. But I was just like, they low-key, like, be infiltrating places, like taking their space. And it's got me thinking, like, they're making their presence seen, they're making it known, and they're making an impact in those communities, whether it be in a positive light or a negative light. I don't know how it works over there. I don't have an opinion on that, but they're definitely making their presence felt over there because they're taking so much of that that land. They're really infiltrating that land. And I was just thinking, like, as a Christian, we ought to be able to go to these places, go into our work, go into a grocery store, go into these buildings, and be able to have our impact. What am I saying? Have our presence be known, be able to make a certain kind of impact in those areas. We have a God that's living inside us, the Holy Spirit. Like, come on, bro. We ought to be making some kind of difference in these spaces that we're in. And so, yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like these indie people are really infiltrating. And if Christians, if we're going to be able to infiltrate these places, like a lot of business people do, we can really make an impact in this life. We can really make an impact with these people, man. So be able to be open to making an impact. Let's do it. I mean, can you imagine making an impact? Like, anyway, so yeah, we were going on the tour bus. Our tour guide was really funny. He had some really funny terms. He said for KFC, there's some KFCs down there, and he was saying that one of the nicknames for KFC is "Keep Fat Coming," and I thought that was really funny. But yeah, while we were going in the tour bus, while we were going around, I kept on seeing these people that were cleaning the streets. And usually, like in Texas, at least, you see people cleaning the streets. They're usually like wearing orange vest or some kind of uniform, so that people know that these people are from jail and they're cleaning for to get less jail time. But the guy was telling me, our tour guide was telling me that these people are cleaning the streets. They don't have any record of wrongdoing. They're not cleaning the streets because they are in jail, or they're trying to get less time, less house arrest or whatever, anything like that. But they're cleaning it to clean, like just because they want their area to be clean. And I just thought that was like so beautiful, because a lot of people, like, they do things because they have some sort of ulterior motives. Like, they don't do things just for the sake of the people around them, or for the sake of just having their space free or anything like that. But they do it a lot of people do it out of monetary gain, out of fame, or stuff like that. But we ought to be able to just do things just for the sake of having a clean area. Like, my room, is dirty right now, but I clean this part. I clean right here for this podcast. I really just moved all my stuff from right here to over here. I'm not gonna even lie to you. Like, I'm gonna be straight up with you. This is something that I need to work on too. Just doing stuff for the sake of the betterment of the space around you. And that, that counts as Christians too. Like, make this song not to be famous, but to really make an impact in people's lives. And I say that because I'm a musician, and I can definitely relate to that. I say right here, just do stuff for the sake of our space, for other people's peace, and for everybody's well-being. Not for you, not so you can have some more money or some more fame or some more things, but just for the sake of this world. You feel me? So yeah. And one of the last thoughts that I had, so for this cruise, my sisters and I, we bought an ocean view, and really what that is exactly what's in its title. It's a view of the ocean. And we really wanted this view because we didn't want anything that was like super simple. We want to make sure that we can see outside while so we can see the ocean, so we can see the sunset, so we can see the moon, the clouds, just so we can see all that beauty that's out there. But the thing is, our room was cool. It was a little small, but we also had 3 people living in one room. So, that could definitely add to the crampedness in there. But, we didn't really have any true complaints about the room, except the fact that our window was very, very, very dirty. And I had so many plans on, taking some dope pictures, taking some dope time lapses, taking some dope videos. I had so many plans on making so much dope content through that window because, I had some plans, man. But our window was, like I said, man, it was dirty, man. But the thing is, even though our window was dirty and I didn't make the content that I wanted to make because of its dirtiness, I was still able to see the beauty of all those things that I wanted to see. The ocean, the waves crashing, the sunset, the clouds, the moon. I was still able to see all of that beauty despite that dirty window. And it just got me thinking like, yo, that's like the way that God sees us. Like, he sees us through all of our struggles, all of our temptations, all of our shortcomings, all of our ignorance, all of our pride, all of our ulterior motives. He sees all of that, but still inside of us, he still sees beauty. And that's just like such a beautiful thing. And I'm so glad that I had that revelation because this is dope, man. Like, God is so dope. God is so dope, man. And I just wanted to encourage you today. Like, you might be going through some stuff. You might be have some thoughts in your head, like where you don't feel like, you're doing the right things, or you feel like, God doesn't see you for who you want to be, or that God just sees you in a negative light. Just know that, like, even though that we do struggle, even though we do have these shortcomings that we do have, even though sometimes we do sin, God still sees beauty in you. Like, he wouldn't have sent his son down if he didn't have a plan, a purpose for you. So although, sometimes we think we know everything, sometimes we question God, whether he really knows what's the right thing to do, or that he knows like what you need. Sometimes, a lot of times we think that we know what we need, but we serve an all-powerful God, an all-knowing God, so it doesn't make sense to question God. But I just want to encourage you to know that, God sees the beauty in you, and there is beauty in your struggle. And I heard that line from somewhere. I don't know where I heard that line from, but I definitely stole it. But just keep on pushing, man. Keep on pushing towards God. A lot of the times when people, they mess up, they focus so much on their mess ups and they don't focus on God. So I just want to encourage you to focus on God. Know that he sees the beauty in you. Know that there is beauty in you and that you do have a purpose. And I love you very much. Thank you for checking out another episode of For Life Means. Again, if you have a dope tagline for this podcast, let me know. Because, like I said, your boy is struggling out here. I just want to have some dope stuff, some dope words, consistent words for each podcast. I don't want to always just be saying it's your boy Agius, aka Static Shock, because actually I'm gonna always say that. But anyways, I will catch you later. Thank you for checking out another episode, and I will talk to you soon. Peace out.